Hey everyone, Rodney Goldston here. Welcome to Insights for Impact. This is the place for entrepreneurs and brands who are looking to do work that matters for people who care. And today we're talking all about building your personal brand on YouTube. The first thing you're going to want to do when building your brand on YouTube is to define your market. Who are you seeking to serve? Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make when starting their YouTube channel is they try to serve everyone. And if you're trying to serve everyone, make videos for everyone, you'll end up making videos for no one. So what's really important here is what Seth Godin calls defining your smallest viable market. You've got to decide who your niche is going to be. Who are you looking to make videos for? So one of the things that you'll notice whenever I start my videos in this particular channel is that I say this is the place for entrepreneurs, people who are building brands, who are looking to do work that matters for people who care. So I've defined a very specific niche. I'm looking to help people who are entrepreneurs, people who are looking to build businesses, not with everything, not with accounting, not with finance, but with marketing, which is what my degree happens to be in, which is what I have happened to have done for 20 years now with businesses. So I know marketing. So I've defined a niche, entrepreneurs, people who are looking to build personal brands, and I've defined exactly what it is I'm trying to talk to them about. So number one, in review, when you're looking to build your brand using YouTube, you first have to define your niche. Who are you looking to talk to? Who are you looking to entertain or to educate? And again, this is what Seth Godin refers to as defining the smallest viable market. As you think about building your personal brand on YouTube and niching down what types of content or who you're going to be producing content for, remember, you can build your YouTube channel and your personal brand around hundreds of ideas. There are people who have YouTube channels in gardening, restaurants, finances, business, marketing, and think about how you use YouTube as a viewer. If you're like everyone else, you probably watch a large variety or wide variety of YouTube content. So remember, you can build your personal brand around lots of things. Pick something that you're passionate about. There are people who've built their YouTube brand around gardening, business and finance, accounting, um, food like restaurants, or how to cook. So again, niche down. The riches are in the niches, and decide what it is that you're passionate about and build your brand around that. And there are literally thousands and thousands of ways to niche down your content. So you could look at, for example, building your YouTube channel or brand around gardening if you like gardening. If you like gardening and we're going to build a brand around it, you could build it around something very specific. How to take care of grass, for example, or how to plant perennials or annuals. If you are a car enthusiast, you could build your whole personal brand around a particular make or model of car. For example, there's a guy on YouTube, his whole brand is built around how to buy and service older Mercedes Benz yourself. I've watched just about every one of his videos. And what he does, by the way, is each car, so every time Mercedes makes a car, each one of those cars becomes a whole series of videos. So again, think about what is it you're passionate about and build your personal brand and your YouTube channel around that. The second thing you're going to want to do when building your brand on YouTube is to select the proper keywords. So YouTube is highly competitive. You're likely not going to define a niche that someone else, some YouTuber somewhere, is not already addressing or making videos for. So it's very, very important that you select the right keywords for each one of your videos. What you want to keep in mind is that YouTube is a search engine, just like Google. In fact, YouTube is the world's second largest search engine. And think about how you use YouTube. Uh, when you go there, if you're looking for some specific information, you type it into the search bar. So when you're typing information into that search bar, this is what we call keywords or keyword phrases. So what you're going to want to do is to make sure your videos match a specific keyword or keyword phrase exactly. The other thing you want to do is not just put that in the description or the metadata, which we'll talk about later, but you want to use those keywords in the video. So for example, this video that I'm making here is specifically addressing how to build your personal brand using YouTube. So I make sure that I use that phrase and those keywords in this video, because YouTube can used to be that video search engines couldn't determine the language that was being used in the video, so metadata became very, very important. Today, Google and other search engines have the ability to decipher the language that is being used in the video. So not only is it going to be important to put those keyword and keyword phrases in the description and metadata boxes for your video, but it's going to be very important to use the specific keywords that you want to be ranked for within the video. And use natural language. Don't do what we used to call with blogging and creating written content as keyword stuffing. You just want to speak in a very natural way. And for example, this video is about branding, so I'm going to naturally use the phrase personal branding and how to brand often throughout the video. And it's about building your brand on YouTube, and so that language would get used, or is going to get used naturally throughout the video. So how do we go about defining or figuring out which keywords to use in our videos? One of the things, this is how I do it. So one of the ways that I like to do it, and I think this is the most effective way to do it, is simply to go to Google. So for example, if you are creating a video, you're thinking of creating, let's say, video on gardening, and you're building your brand around helping people who are trying to do gardening, you would simply go to Google and type in the question. You can actually start with things like how to, or what to, or when to. And what you'll notice now is that Google will automatically begin to fill in the text as you put in certain words. And what this is telling you is that they're looking at the most popular keyword and keyword phrases that people put in. And as you begin to type, Google begins to autofill that. So you can actually do things like put a how to garden, for example, in your search box on Google, and Google will give you the most popular searches and and long-term keyword phrases around that. And if you go to the bottom of the page, they'll also show you people also search for this. So what you would do is you want to create videos around that subject matter. That is the easiest way to figure out what keywords you should be using to build your brand. So number one, define your niche. Who are you looking to serve as you're building your personal brand? And then you want to make sure that you are using the proper keywords in your video. And simply go to Google, and Google will tell you exactly how people are searching for the content that you're looking to provide. One thing that's important to note is that YouTube offers that same autofill feature for keywords and phrases on the YouTube channel in the search bar. The key difference being that if you type a search into YouTube and it autofills, it is autofilling what is popular on YouTube. When you go and you do that same thing on the Google search engine, it is obviously giving you the most popular phrases as they appear or get searched for on the Google platform. My suggestion is that you use them both. So what I tend to do is I will do a keyword phrase or keyword search on both the YouTube platform and the Google platform when I'm looking to build out a video. As you're looking at producing content to build out your personal brand on YouTube, what types of content should you be producing? There are at least two types that you have to produce, or that I think you should produce anyway. The first type is something called evergreen content. And think of evergreen as content that will remain relevant year after year, month after month, week after week, day after day to your defined niche. An example of evergreen content might be content built around a important birthday. That birthday is going to happen every year throughout eternity. For example, I wrote a blog post, and I actually did a video on it, around what small businesses can learn from Bruce Lee, because he was a small guy. Get it? And that content becomes popular every year around Bruce Lee's birthday as more and more people are Googling his name. If you are looking to build your personal brand, let's say around providing mortgage advice, you might do a YouTube video on renting versus buying a home. That is a subject that's a question that's going to be around forever. It's evergreen. It will provide you traffic to your YouTube channel year after year, month after month, week after week, day after day, because it's an evergreen topic. The other key type of content that most people don't think of providing is really the opposite of evergreen content. It's what David Meerman Scott coined this phrase called newsjacking. And that entails building content quickly around something that is in the news. For example, I did a series of videos at the beginning of the COVID um, crisis around the PPP loan. And now that is not evergreen content, because eventually that the need for that information is going to die out. But it has provided me thousands and thousands of viewers who are looking to get information on how to apply for that PPP loan, how to apply for forgiveness. But once it's in the news now, but once it's no longer relevant, that content won't provide me any traffic. And every time there's a new PPP loan that comes out, I get a surge in that traffic. So again, that's called newsjacking. If you want to learn more about it, I'll put a link to David Meerman Scott's book in the notes section of the video here. He's got a whole book on how to do this. It's called newsjacking. So again, what types of content should you be looking to build as you build out your personal brand on YouTube? One, evergreen content, and two, learn to newsjack. The next thing that's important with building your personal brand, as we talk about keywords and metadata, is to optimize your video, your YouTube video properly. So when we talk about or think about how to optimize your video, think about your metadata as consisting of four separate parts. One is going to be your title. Two is going to be the first 100 words of your description are going to be very, very important. Next, the rest of your description, and then the tags that YouTube allows you to enter in. You want to make sure that when you write your title for your YouTube video, that you use the specific keywords or keyword phrases that you want that video to rank for. So, for example, and I'll show you here. I've got my notepad and it's full of notes. But last week I decided I wanted to do this video, and I don't know if you can see here. It says how to create a personal brand on YouTube. So this video, you'll notice in the title of the video, I use that exact phrase. So if you were building your personal brand around, let's say, cooking or grilling, and you wanted to do a specific video on how to grill a porterhouse steak, you would want to make sure that you use that exact language, one, in the title, two, in the description box, in the first 100 words. You want to make sure that you use the keyword or keyword phrase, and then you want to use it naturally throughout the rest of the description. And then you want to go into the tag area as you upload your video and use that keyword phrase or keyword or keyword phrase in the tag as well. Here's a power tip. As you're tagging your YouTube video with keywords, do not try and trick YouTube by putting unrelated tags or keyword phrases into your video description or tag area. If YouTube catches you, they can ban you from YouTube. The next thing you want to do is to make sure that you are developing content that is highly engaging and relevant. You can do an excellent job with defining your niche, an excellent job with defining your keywords and meta tags and things of that nature. But if your content is not engaging, if your content is not relevant, you're going to have a hard time building your personal brand on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. So make sure you're focusing on building engaging video content. One of the things you need to be aware of when we're talking about building, or when you're thinking of building engaging content, is that YouTube assumes that the content with the highest watch times, most comments, most thumbs ups, most thumbs up, or even thumbs down for that matter, are the most relevant pieces of content. So when you're producing your videos, be sure to ask people to comment, to give a thumbs up, or to share the video, because this is how YouTube will determine what they think is relevant or engaging content. And on that note, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the like button, comment, or share. Step number 3 in creating your personal brand on YouTube is to promote your content. Now, there are a couple ways that I promote my content. Number one, I am a advocate and a believer that you should syndicate out to social media channels. And so when I create content, typically I'm creating content first for my blog. Now, even when I'm creating YouTube content, for me, it normally starts as a blog post. Then I will write that blog post and then create a corresponding video. And then I will embed that video on my blog. So a lot of my, and what that does for you is that it gives you two opportunities to be found. Once in the YouTube search engine, and then again on the Google search engine on your own web page or blog. The next place that you want to obviously promote your content to build your personal brand is on social media. Now, I believe you should. There are two ways to put that your video that you're producing on social media. One is going to be to embed it in the social media channel. For example, if you've got a Facebook page, you can take the embed code that YouTube gives you and cut and paste that into Facebook. And then when someone plays that video, it's going to play in Facebook. The other way to do it is to simply link to the video that's on YouTube. Now, you're going to have to decide when you're building your personal brand, is it more important for you to build on these other social media channels or to funnel traffic back to your YouTube channel? I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're looking to build your personal brand on YouTube, and so it's more important for you to get traffic back to YouTube. So when you're looking at promoting your video on these social media channels, make sure that you're not embedding the video on LinkedIn or on Facebook, but that you are linking back to your YouTube channel, and the person will watch the video on YouTube. The next thing you're going to want to do when you're thinking about creating your personal brand using YouTube is to consider ways to monetize your YouTube traffic. Most people are aware that YouTube will offer to pay YouTubers once they have 1,000 subscribers and meet the minimum number of watch hours. They will cut them a check for ad revenue for ads that have run during their videos. But most YouTubers don't make a significant amount of money that way. The best way to monetize your YouTube traffic and build your personal brand is to create a product or a service around your niche. So in my case, for example, I have been paid and I've been contacted and paid by folks who are looking for personal brand coaching or for social media coaching or for some type of marketing plan. So without offering any ads or explicitly selling anything or offering anything on my YouTube channel or social media channels, there have been people who have watched my videos, people have seen my content on other social media platforms, and have contacted me and paid me to write marketing plans for them, to provide coaching, and to do various other marketing related services. So again, if you're looking to build your personal brand on YouTube, don't just think about monetizing through ad revenue. Think about building out your niche and what products or services can you offer that niche market. And by the way, on that note, if you are looking for coaching to build your personal brand, go ahead and direct DM me on one of my social media channels, Facebook or Instagram, or visit my website at rodneygoldston.com, or just leave me a comment here and I'll reach back out to you. I would love to help. If you're looking for some additional insights on how to build your personal brand business, make sure you check out my website at rodneygoldston.com and download my free ebook on 7 things that you can do to build your personal brand. That about wraps up this segment on how to build your personal brand business on YouTube. And in review, we've talked about defining your niche, making sure you define the proper keywords, and making sure that you monetize your YouTube channel. I'm Rodney Goldston, and in the words of the great Zig Ziglar, I'm going to look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the very top.